Well, hey,
Hey.
welcome to TFF.
Yeah, early. This is the early show.
This is the very early show of TFF. We went early. Dan wasn't feeling well. So we decided to go early on Maureen's channel and surprise you guys. Uh,
Hope
this,
everyone is doing well for a Sunday. It is pouring
yeah,
down rain here.
yeah it was so cold last night. We were down in single digits.
Ooh.
Yes, it was really cold.
Well, I heard this morning that it's supposed to rain all day. Good morning. Morning. Oh, my word.
Afternoon.
Good. I'm just going to say howdy, Jessica.
Howdy.
How are you?
Hey, Jessica, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Don't mind me. I'm just grabbing my link and sharing it out with some folks.
Hello, Darcia. How are you?
I hope you're
Yes.
well.
There's supposed to be another cold front. Well, maybe in Florida we call them cool fronts. I don't know. Anyway, temperatures are supposed to get cooler. Jessica
Gosh,
says, good here. She's just hanging out. Well, I'm so happy that you chose to hang out with us for a little bit. And there's Shirley. How are you, Shirley?
hey, Shirley and Darcia. It's good to see you. Come on in and hang out with us.
That's right. That's
We
right.
still have stuff to do.
That's right. That's right.
It's not a problem. We don't mind you hanging out with us. I will go ahead and do some stuff while Maureen
The
chats. There we go.
Okay.
So she can sit and chat with you guys while I get my things ready.
Mm-hmm. So I hope everyone has had a good weekend so far. It's funny, we were nice and sunny yesterday. The temperatures got up into the upper 70s. It was really nice, a little windy, but then get up this morning and rain had come in overnight, and it is chilly and damp out there. And I hear it's supposed to get even chillier. So we're going to see. Shirley says, it's cold here, 54, been in the 40s most of the day. Goodness.
Wow. That is cold. Well, yes. Let me get my...
Well, it is for me, like folks keep teasing me, I'm a Texas girl. And yes, a lot of folks don't think that the 40s and 50s are all that cold, but woo, to me, they are.
All right. I have that Granny Square yarn again. Granny Square yarn by Red Heart. And I've got the same yarn that I had before.
Now, remember last week we did the Granny Square challenge where Maureen just threw up her hands and said, I'm done.
Well, I have started knitting with it. And there you go. I am knitting some ribbing. I'm going to do a little bit more ribbing and then I'm going to switch it up and we'll see how it goes. I want to see how it works up in some knitting. And then later on in the show, Maureen is going to crochet some up.
Yes, I'll be using the corner to corner scarf technique. And we'll just see how it looks being used for something other than what they, originally planned for. I mean, it's the colors for the most part, as far as I'm concerned, the color combinations that they put together to make the Granny Square design are pretty. Now, yes. I'm not a big fan of some of the darker colors they put together, like reds and blacks and that kind of thing. But there are some other prettier color combinations. I'm just disappointed, as many others have, shown out there on their channel, of not being able to get the colors to break where they should. But again, I think, if you twiddled with it, if you really wanted to make it work, I think if you twiddled with it and figured out for you your tension, your hook that's going to make it work, then it would be, ideal. But I don't have that much time, number one. And number two, I'm really not going to sit there and try to make it work. So, I'll just repurpose the yarn in something else. And so that's what we're looking at today. What would it look like if we did a different pattern other than what it was made for, such as, Froggy's there knitting, and I'm going to do it in a scarf pattern here in a little bit. So wanted to give y'all some options to see what else you could do with it. Because like I said, if nothing else, I can make it an amigurumi. So.
Oh, absolutely. It would make a wonderful amigurumi. Of course, I'm going to tease you because I did get the yarn to work.
I know.
I got the yarn to work. I had no problems. You love the animal squares. She did. She did some beautiful animal squares.
Yes, I did. No, I am going to do the mouse. My husband said, yes, you're right. You need to do a mouse. Now, he didn't see my finished horse square yesterday before I showed y'all. And so when I was showing it to him this morning, I said, now, honestly, tell me, does it look like a horse? He said, yes, honey, it looks like a horse. And I said, you're sure? You're not saying that's to hurt my feelings? And he said, no, I would tell you if it didn't look like a horse. And I said, okay, well, then let me ask you this. Do you think it looks like a horse or do you think it looks like a mule?
I think it looks like a mule.
That's what he said. He said, well, now that you mention it.
It does look like a mule, but I don't want to be mean. I like it.
No. Well, mules are farm animals too. I wasn't at all. Well, I was happy with what I had come up with. I mean, honestly, but I had one. Whoops, where'd you go? We lost you. Froggy. Nope, there she is.
You have no new messages.
Oh, don't listen to Siri. Hang on.
Okay, we need to move you back over here. There we go. Where was I going? Hello, Nisi. How are you, sweetheart? I know we popped up a little early, but that's okay. Anyway.
We are gonna have a special guest come up.
Oh, good.
You and I had discussed her.
Yes.
And she's going to be coming up. So give me a moment while I send her the link. And
good.
You can still leave me on big.
Well, Nisi says she's going to be listening while she is working on a square.
That's
what about
wonderful.
A duck? I haven't found one, but you know what? Now, see, Darcia, I told you I'm going to have to cut this off at some point because I'm going to have really a very large barnyard full of squares. But anyway,
you are.
I know.
when she pops up, you need to let her up.
Yes, ma'am. I sure will.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, when I was designing him, the only thing that I didn't account for was the space that I needed at the top of the head for the ears. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. You got her?
Yes, there she is. Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I was out in the barn.
Yeah, we kind of figured that.
I thought you were, sweetheart.
You're on early.
Yes.
We
just decided to go early. You go do what you need to do. Well, we don't mind.
I'm just going to try and find the chat.
Yeah.
On Facebook. I mean,
pop it out on YouTube.
Yep.
There we go.
So anyway, so when I put the head on the square, I didn't have as much room as I thought, and the ears were a little bit bigger than what I wanted. But you know what? It's still cute. I'm proud of it, and so yeah. But I did. The more I looked at it, I thought, you're not so much a horse as you are a mule.
But it's beautiful.
It is.
But now, Maureen, now that we have our lovely Sherry.
Okay.
We now have Maureen able to.
All right. So you're going to have to give me a few minutes to get my setup going here.
So we'll wait for Maureen to join me. Maureen is going to crochet with it while I knit with it. And Sherry is keeping us updated with the chat.
Okay.
And
Let's see.
check
Garcia
it
White says, what a duck? And then she
out.
says,
What about
hello.
a duck? Yeah.
Okay. Paula Mumford says hello.
Hello, Paula.
Hello, Paula. Thank you for being here with us, sweetheart.
And Maritza says hello. Hola.
Hola, Maritza.
And she has also been a member for a month.
Well, wonderful. And Michelle was a member for a month as well. That's awesome.
Yes.
I love seeing Maureen's membership grow. That is fantastic.
Yes, thank you all so much for, well,
Yeah, it's good. People don't realize we're on a little early.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Like I said, I was out at the barn and came back, was getting ready to put the reminder on. And I saw you were already live in your message. I'm like, oh.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Granny D was not live today, so we thought we'd go on a little earlier. We could get in some more knit and crochet time and maybe show you guys how this yarn is working up, just to give you some ideas. And
And is
our
that
lovely,
Granny Square?
this is the Granny Square yarn, and I'm knitting with it. And Maureen is going to crochet with it. And our lovely Sherry K is going to keep us updated with the chat, since we can't really see the chat so much when we are otherwise occupied. Yeah. Well, this is done in, this is knit 2, purl 2 all the way across. And I cast on with the slingshot method, or long tail cast on. And I didn't do too bad. I have a little bit of a tail, but not too much. And that gives you guys an idea. This, I'm just knitting straight so it would make a good scarf. So there we go. And I think I'll do some, maybe some stockinette stitch for now.
Hi, Darcia. I'm good. How are you?
Okie dokies.
She's been busy working with the animals,
Yeah, it's
the
cold.
real ones.
Sure, it's cold.
Not
Lot
a
of
problem, Shirley.
All right, so I'm going to do a corner to corner.
Yeah.
And folks, this is my first time doing it. I have practiced a little bit, but I ran over to Jada in Stitches to see how to do this. So we chain 6, and in the 4th chain from the hook, we do a double crochet.
If you can do it, more power to you. As many years as I've been crocheting, I cannot do a corner to corner.
Well, I had tried corner to corner several times and couldn't do it either, but Jada's explanation made a lot of sense to me. So, all right, so there is the first block. Now I'm getting ready to start on the 2nd row. 2, 3, 4, 5.
And I know everybody in the chat wants to correct her. It's Jada.
Jada, what did I say? Jada? Yeah.
Jada. Yeah, it's Jada.
A, like J.
I know. The only way I can do corner to corner is to watch a video on how to do it every time.
Okay, Michelle's Mosaic says, I have a question. Please remind me, how long should a scarf be?
Scarf should go from your waist around your neck to your waist, unless you want a longer one. And then you could make it longer or wider, whatever's to your taste. And Nammy G, my darling.
Hello, Nammy G.
Hi, Nammy G.
You came in. You can make your scarf pretty much as wide or as long as you want. If you remember, Lenny Kravitz had one that was the size of a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much up to you. I prefer one that is as wide as my fingers. So that's pretty wide.
Mm-hmm.
From finger to finger. I prefer it that wide. And I like mine to go from kneecap to kneecap. That's just on me.
Let's see. I Crochet Sonia West says, hello all.
Hey, Sonia.
Hello, Sonia. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon.
Now,
Okay.
with that shawl, or the scarf, is it kneecap to kneecap before you wrap it?
That's before I wrap it.
See, that's the way I like it.
That's how I like it. Before I wrap it, it'll be kneecap to kneecap.
Yep.
That way, when I wrap it around my neck, I got plenty of scarf.
Overhang, yeah.
And I can also have plenty that if I want to wrap it around the top of my head, I've got plenty.
Right.
So that's usually why I do it that way. And then if I don't, it still won't get at my feet.
Right.
That's just how I prefer them. It doesn't have to be that for anybody else. But I do like a good width on it. And when I judge the width of the ones that I wear, I judge it by going with spreading my fingers pretty wide and doing it that way. This obviously is not that wide. No, it's nowhere near that wide. So it would be twice the width of this. Oh, that looks really pretty.
Looks like I was able to get 3.5 blocks out of the first color change.
I'm liking that. Now, a friend of ours had found a YouTube channel where she was able to do the granny square yarn with some solid colors, and she created color pooling, and it has a Midwestern flair to it, and it is quite beautiful. And for copyright reasons, we can't show it to you, but we can share the link, and I will share that link with you momentarily. It was quite beautiful. Give this channel a follow and check out her video, obviously after TFF is over.
Please wait. Yeah, just a little bit.
I like to blow my own horn, I'm just saying. The way that she did this granny square was pretty awesome. It was the granny square yarn, mind you.
Really?
Yeah, you've seen it, I think. She's called Pretty Peaceful. But check out her granny square yarn. Yeah, I'm sorry I have to go in front of my camera. Pardon. But you should check out this video that I'm going to drop. It is really a neat way to use up the granny square yarn. There you go.
Got a hair there.
I really got a kick out of seeing how she did that. And it was just with the granny square yarn and some solid colors. And it was just gorgeous. Now, I only started 30 minutes before the live doing the ribbing on the scarf.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't start like a whole day before. It was just 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes before. Knitting is much slower than crochet.
Right.
It's got its pluses. It's much slower and doesn't use as much yarn, but you know, crochet uses a bit more yarn, but is so much faster.
You only have one needle to work with.
Yeah. And I love the fact it's so much faster. Oh, come on. It's big time faster. So that way you guys can take a look at how they used up the granny square yarn. So this way, if you have some and you're not quite sure how you want to use it, that's a good way to use it. It's the way Pretty Peaceful did. You could probably make a scarf or a blanket, and it doesn't have to be a big blanket.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, this was much more comfortable for me, Maureen, raising myself up on the desk.
Yeah.
I don't feel the burn
Right.
like I used to.
To your shoulders.
Yeah, I used to have to reach up over my desk to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to get a pillow, but I got like 4 blankets under my desk. So I folded up a blanket and I'm sitting on it. And it brought me up just the right height for sitting here.
We're gonna have to get you a booster seat.
I need a booster. I do. I need a booster seat.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
I do. Don't complain, Maureen. We're the same height. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, I'm just lucky enough to have a desk chair that gets me up where I need to be.
Yeah. Well.
Now, it doesn't work all the time. And like you, I either have to put a pillow or something, to sit down on. But this chair here so far has been comfortable enough for me to work and video at the table.
Darcy
My desk.
and Froggy, can you just do all purl 2 to in knitting?
Yeah, I could do all pearls in knitting. Right now I'm doing stockinette stitch where I'm purling on the back and I'm knitting on the front. So I can do all pearls if I want. But I'm just purling on the back and knitting on the front. I'm going to do a little bit of stockinette stitch for a while, and then I'll do some garter stitch. And I'm just doing a swatch. I'm not going to make a whole scarf. I'm just trying to get through the colors just to see how they look. Yeah, see that stockinette stitch right there. Right there.
See, that's the one I know.
Yeah, you knit on the front and purl on the back.
Yeah.
And garter stitch is just knit on both sides.
Like I do.
Garter stitch, you knit on both sides. It's not hard. Yeah, I used to think knitting was so daunting and so hard and everything. And now that I can knit, I'm like, oh my gosh, knitting is easier than crochet. And yet I can crochet just about anything. But this is much simpler. I just think you should learn to crochet first and then learn to knit. And then when you learn to knit, you're going to be like, oh, that is so simple. There's only 2 stitches, guys. The knit and the purl. That's it. Just 2
variations of that.
Yep, variations of it, meaning putting them out of order, adding any yarn over so you get a hole, meaning lace stitches.
Right.
I mean, that's it.
Well, if you think about crochet, it's the same thing too. You've learned the basic stitches, which is just single, double, and half double. If you want to throw the treble in there, that's fine too. I just think it's an extension of the double. But and then all your other stitches are built from them, whatever combination. Throw some chains in there.
I am loving the way that corner to corner is working up.
Me too.
I like that a lot.
And you don't have any knots between your color changes,
No.
like you would if that's what you wanted to do.
It's fantastic.
So we're coming for another color change there.
But look at that. That looks good.
And it's really not a bad, the way it changes. Of course, maybe if I loosened up a little bit.
It's really good, though.
Now, I am using the recommended eye hook with the yarn.
Yeah, knitting a hat's faster than doing most things. The quickest thing to make would be a dishcloth, but yeah, knitting a hat's much quicker. All you're doing is knitting in a circle.
Or a rectangle and pulling it.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can do a hat.
Yeah, you can do that too. I mean, it's not hard.
No. My problem is I always forget how to cast on.
I like to knit on. Not many people are happy with that. But I like to knit on so I don't end up with a gigantic tail. I'm not good with it.
Yeah, my grandmother taught me how back when I was very young, and I don't remember. You know,
I get it. I get it. I mean,
I was
I
18
just,
when I put my knitting needles down.
you know, I taught myself from watching Uni Chang on Knitting Daily. It's kind of funny. I took knitting classes and they couldn't teach me.
Goodness, are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
The
They could not,
one-on-one and right there, good grief.
no, they could not teach me. They wanted me to throw my yarn.
Oh,
And
okay.
being a crocheter for so long, I don't like. I get my yarn in my other hand. It feels weird trying to tension my yarn in my other hand
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and then let go of the needle and wrap the yarn
Right.
and do it. I find this very difficult, and my stitches are very loose. I find that very difficult. Um, this is easier for me
Good. Uh-huh.
to keep
That's
it in
what
my
my
left
grandma
hand.
taught me, was to keep it in my normal hand.
Yeah, I can do it in my left hand. I just run right through it as I miss a stitch, but that's okay. Um, once I could do it continental, which is what this is, holding it in my left hand, it's called picking your stitches.
Yeah.
Once I could do that, I was home free. And
Shirley says she knits the same way as you.
oh,
She's also been told she did it wrong too, and her her German mother taught her.
nice.
Oh,
Now, see, that's what they kept telling me in the knitting instruction class I took.
sorry.
They
I
kept
can't
telling me, you can't hold your yarn that way. You have to put it in the right hand. And I could not hold it in my right hand. I would always hold it with my left. And tensioning it with my left is perfect, but they would not let me do that. And I was a failure. However, one of my children learned to knit before me because they were able to hold it in their right hand.
Maureen, Darcia says, I did try a C2C, but it didn't come out right.
Check out Jada and Stitches.
I'm going to tell you, check her out.
Jada and Stitches has one of the better tutorials for corner to corner.
Yes.
Um,
Sorry,
I
not getting drank.
I love it. It's my go-to when I want to do a corner to corner. It's Jada and Stitches.
Now, see, I can do the increase. It's doing the decrease
Right.
that I always fail at because I forget
always-
where I'm at.
I just have to be reminded how to do it. Is all it is. But look at the way that works out.
Isn't it
Yeah, I'm
pretty?
going to pull out some more yarn until we get to the next. Because I think it starts. Oh, wait a minute. I did start. Wait. Oh, that's really deep. Okay.
That is really pretty.
Because I think after you get to the white is when it goes to the deeper color, and it'll start all over again with the. Oh, yep, there it is, right there. Okay. Is that the one? Yeah. Okay.
I get a kick out of seeing that. Now, I think if I was going to use up this skein for anything in particular, it would be doing the corner to corner like that.
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty.
Or or like Pretty Peaceful did, and using the extra colors, solid color skeins and pulling it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
I think this is pretty.
That is very pretty.
My
Okay.
little bit of OCD that I have, I would end up cutting and pasting.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Okay. This is ribbing. It's a 4x. It's it's 2x2 or 4x4, whatever you call it. It's knit purl purl, knit purl purl, 2x2. And then this is just plain stockinette. And now I'm going to switch over to garter stitch. which is just knit, 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 knit back and forth. That's all it is. And pretty soon I will be in the other two colors, I'm hoping. Sure looks like a long colorway. Well, maybe I'll do that. Hey,
Hi,
hey,
Amy.
Amy.
How are you?
It's good to see
Hello,
you.
Amy.
Good to
She's
see you.
listening while she's driving home from her cousins.
Don't be looking.
That's right.
Don't be looking.
Just listen.
Yeah, Darcy, that's the worst part. But I always lose track of where I'm at, so
Yeah.
I end up it is offside.
Yeah,
So
I get it. That's why I always have to go back and watch a video on how to do it, which is so funny. But it's what it is. I'm almost done this color. Let me finish this color out in the stockinette and then go to garter. Now, I will say about this granny square yarn, it's softer than regular red heart, which is nice.
Hi, Connie and
Hey,
Leslie.
Mommy.
Hello, Connie and Leslie. How are y'all? Yeah, I think if I went down one hook size,
They
this
were
little
on
bit
early,
of
Connie.
this one little smidgen of coloring in here,
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, let's see, wait a minute. Maybe if I went up a hook.
Mm-hmm.
Going up a hook, I think that each of these little blocks that I make would, the color change would be a little bit neater. In other words, it would, finish out. And then
Yeah,
whenever you get ready to make another stitch or a chain, you wouldn't have this little bit of tuck of color here. But
I
I'm
like
upset
that.
with that. Yeah.
I like that. We're at 32 minutes, Maureen, in case
Okay.
you didn't see it. Just letting you
Yes, I
know.
did.
I like it. I really like the corner to corner. I do. I do. Make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up for us. I'd really appreciate it. And it helps out TFF and it also helps out Maureen's channel.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Just for just a schedule change, since
Yes.
Dan wasn't feeling good, we went ahead and moved it over to Maureen's channel. And next week we will be over at the Paw Ply Guys. Just a heads up on that.
Yeah, he got sick at the last minute today, and so we didn't want to cancel. We didn't want to go on his channel without him being here. So
Yeah, it's kind of awkward doing that. So just so you guys know, next week we'll be over it at the Paw Ply Guys.
and then we'll be back on normal schedule.
And then we'll go right back to mine. So I am so glad that you guys are joining us today.
Yeah.
And those of you watching the replay, I really appreciate that. Don't forget to hit that like button and maybe leave us a comment or two.
Yeah, just
And
to let us know that you were here.
Let us know what you think about this granny square yarn. And will you try to knit it up, or will you try to do a corner to corner, or perhaps some plan pulling? Because I really am liking the way it's working out. You don't see sharp color changes in making a scarf with it.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of like
interesting.
it up.
Yeah, knitting it up, there is not sharp color changes at all. So this is 28 stitches wide, if you want to know. And I am knitting it on size US 8 needles. I'm doing it according to the label. It's the needles that the label is asking for.
Right.
So if you have any question about the millimeter or anything, it's on the label. I can't read the label.
And I'm using the recommended hook, which was the 5.5 or the I hook.
Yeah, and Sherry doesn't have one, but I can't read the label because the blindness. Sorry, guys. Yeah, They just can't read it,
Up here.
unfortunately.
Oh, Roxy.
Oh my. Here's the baby next to you.
Yeah, she's right here.
I thought it was Roxy.
It is.
Yeah.
Roxy. What you doing, Roxy? That's her puppy. Well, she's not really a puppy, but I like calling dogs puppies.
Puppies and kitties.
Oh,
Let's see.
there we go. Now I just have to get to the white. I'm getting more work done on this than I thought I would.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I'd make 2 inches.
Knitting gauge is 17 stitches and 23 rows with a 5mm knitting needle. And crochet gauge is 12 single crochets and 15 rows with a 5.5mm crochet hook.
Thank you. There you go, guys. She just told you the size of the needle I'm using. Yeah, it is on there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
That goes 6-4.
And
Oh, it is on there. Hang on. When I get to the other end, I'll show you. It's on my needle. It had yarn on it.
we'll be here, Darcia.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I had yarn covering up my needle. I am using Knitter's Pride Smart Sticks.
I'm using a Furls wooden teak.
Yeah, I got off camera. Sorry about that. I just pulled the closest needles to me. Just like, oh, these are the closest. Yeah, I haven't knit on here in a while. We needed to do some knitting.
Mm-hmm.
I've been researching knitting needles.
Oh. These are a good price. They're not expensive, and they're a really nice needle. And the nice thing about these is they look like you would feel the joins, but you don't really feel the joins here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on there somewhere. Maybe it's on the other needle.
Connie has a question for you, Maureen.
What's that?
If you have time, she just says, I have a question for you afterwards if you will have time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be around. We'll be around.
All right, I've got just a little bit more white here.
Wow, see how much faster she is to get to the white already?
Well, and look how much I was able to get.
I am
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 9.5 rows out of the color combination that they would have used in one square.
wow. I'm just showing you how far I am from the white. I'm still not there.
Yeah, because I imagine I'm going to get about here before it color changes back to this deep purple here.
Because all I was doing was working up to the white, and I am still not there yet. Well, I mean, I was going to work through the white, but I have not gotten to the white.
Roxy, stop.
Hey, Connie, baby.
Well, hello to you too, my sister.
Hey, girlfriend.
I'm sorry I keep popping off camera. I have a habit of pulling my knitting close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Connie.
And my crochet too, but I don't mean to. Trying to get it moving.
So we'll see how much white I get going here. Oops.
But yeah, crochet's much faster. She definitely beat me. Oh yeah.
Well, I don't have two hands going at the same time.
No, you don't. Really, only one hand is tensioning and the other hand's moving.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it takes forever.
Whereas but with two needles,
Well, in a way, you're just holding the other needle
That's
and
it.
tensioning the yarn. It's just like you holding the fabric as you're tensioning the yarn.
That's
yeah,
it.
well, that's just like saying, all you're doing whenever you're driving a standard shifting gears is you're just pulling that other foot up there for a second. Uh-huh.
It is.
Yeah, you just keep telling yourself that.
No,
Yeah.
you haven't, Connie.
Well, I switched colors a lot quicker than I thought I would.
Wow. I'm still not there yet. Still not there yet. Wow. Wow. That's so pretty, Maureen.
Mm-hmm. I think if I had to do anything with the granny square yarn other than making granny squares with it, and not that it has to be this pattern for a scarf, but I can see where it would be pretty made up into something else other than just strictly for the granny square, which is what it was made for in the first place.
It looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And Connie is saying that looks great, Maureen.
I think I'm going to go a little bit more.
Just to make me feel
This is already the width of a scarf.
It is.
Yeah. That makes it a not boy to go through just one color change. Yes. Will give you a nice size width, the nice width of a scarf.
Oh,
And
you will.
Connie is saying she can't see yours yet, Froggy.
You will. You will. Mine, you can't really see the color changes, which is nice, making it this way.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very slow going. It is very slow going. I'm just doing some different stitches, but this is some ribbing down here. This is stockinette stitch, and now I'm doing garter stitch, which is just knitting both sides.
Right.
And it looks really good, but you can't really see the color changes in it, which is interesting. I know where the color changes are. It's right here. Right here is a color change. Right here. And then up here, it's right here is the color change.
Right.
And Connie's it does look good.
It does look good. I wouldn't mind doing it this way at all. However, I think the corner to corner is far prettier, but that's just me. And then I still have all this blue to do to get to the white. I'm still not to my last color change. I mean, this is a lot.
And she's saying it's because your stitches are a lot smaller.
Oh, yeah.
They are, but I'm still using the recommended size needle. I don't know if you guys can't see that. Yeah, it's on there, but it's so small. They are smaller.
A question. Can you do a granny square with knitting?
No, but you can do something similar, but it's not a granny square.
Okay.
You can do something that will look similar, but it's not a granny square. You can't really reproduce what's in crochet. There's no machine that can do crochet either. But you can reproduce this in crochet. You can reproduce this, and you can make something that looks kind of like this. And
Right.
Knitting is easily reproduced, but crochet is so not. It's much different.
Yeah, I've found a lot of patterns that I really like that are knitted. And I've been able to convert them over into a crochet looking piece.
Oh,
Connie,
yeah.
that's because it's super special.
It
Nah.
is. It is. Well, think. You're just taking one hook and some yarn and making something. You know, it's much different. That's just my opinion. But I'm a little biased. You know, but I do both. I knit and crochet.
She says she might be a little bit biased too.
Um,
Well, I am.
just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit.
Oops, sorry, cap locks.
That happens to me all the time.
Okay. So that. Oh,
I
yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Look how pretty that is.
Mm.
Look at Michelle.
What
I
in
hope
the
so.
world did I do there?
I hope so, Michelle.
Last stitchable by the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Me too, me too. I need a refresher course.
I hope all of y'all are.
And then after that, I want to learn
I want to learn Tunisian.
Tunisian. That's the one. So we can be tri-stitchable.
Yeah. Yes. Omnistitchable, tri-stitchable, whatever you want to call it.
Sorry, I had to rip that out. That one block just didn't look right, and it's because it didn't have enough double crochets in there. In the grand scheme of things, if I'd gone further, I probably never would have picked it out. But
And Connie says, "Ooh, yes, Tunisian."
We all want to learn Tunisian. Big time. Oh, my cat is singing the song of his people. Bless his heart.
I can hear him.
He said, "Meow."
1, 2, 3.
I have no idea why he's singing, but he's singing.
He's singing to me.
Just a singing, yeah. I hope he ain't tearing nothing up. But he's a singing. Nope. Tearing up stuff. Like paper or something.
Jen,
Okay.
here you go.
Thank you. I did it again. I have a bad habit of doing it. I have bad habit of doing it.
Connie says, "I want to learn new stitches for Tunisian."
That
Oh,
would
so
be
you
good.
can already do Tunisian, Connie?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
I could do the basic stitch.
Oh, I can't even do that.
I haven't even tried any of it. I have the
Hey,
hooks.
That's
Unique Amazing Stripes says, "Hello."
hey, Faith Louise.
Hello, Faith Louise. How are you, sweetheart?
I finally got to the white. That is fantastic. I thought I'd never get there. Oh. Let's start making cat clothes. I'm gonna force them. I'm
Okay,
gonna
I
force
think I've
them
got
to
that as
come.
wide as I want it.
Connie says, "Yes, ma'am, but I've forgotten a lot of it."
Right.
And Faith Louise says, "Good." And Connie is saying, "Hey" to Faith.
I love it. You forgot more than that, yeah. Now my grandmother did teach me because I have an Afghan hook. Now back then it was Afghan crochet.
Right.
Yep.
I have a couple of Afghan hooks, thanks to my grandmother.
No, Lacey. Lacey, no. No.
No, I picked up a bunch of knitting needles and Afghan hooks from yard sales,
Nice.
but I won't use the knitting needles because they're plastic.
Yeah, I don't like plastic.
I couldn't let them sit in the boxes. I had to get them just because you think of all the things that were made by people long
Yes.
ago, you know.
Yeah. If y'all want to know, that was my cat coming in the room. He always comes in like a wrecking ball.
Faith is saying, Connie, there are a few channels doing Tunisian, and Connie says, ooh, I hate plastic hooks.
Me too, Connie. I hate plastic hooks.
Oh, I hate them too, but I just couldn't leave them behind.
No, I get it.
There's nothing wrong with preserving, a little bit of history, whether it's your own or somebody else's.
No. Not at all.
When I questioned the lady, she was like, well, I don't crochet and I don't knit. And I'm like, but don't you want to keep them? No, I don't want them hanging around. Okay. And Connie's saying, yes, Faith Louise, I have watched a few, but I need more time to put it into practice. I think I need to put my glasses on.
That's okay.
If I can find them.
Get the...
I think they're in the other room. Oh, well.
White. Oh, there's a lot of white.
Yes. Lots of white before you get back to the starting color.
I got the starting color. All right. Cut it out, fishing. I don't want to take that out. There's all the white. All right. So that was knit. And knit.
Oh, much better.
And
Faith says, I have a scarf by Acoli Designs, and I am making washcloths as well.
Oops.
Nice. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
All right. There goes the cat again.
Go lay down.
Oh, I hear him. He is.
Connie says, nice lap, Maureen.
I know. My camera.
Oops.
Does
Sorry.
not want to play nice now.
It's all right. All right. Now you are going to see the cast off because I'm not going to do it no more. I've had enough. All right. So, nope, forgot about that.
If I do it this way, is that how we're going to do it?
Just kidding, she says. Faith
There
is
we
saying,
go.
I came in late. What are we doing this week?
We were showing the greeny square yarn being knit up and being crocheted up in corner to corner. We were showing you what it looked like. In knitting, you can't really tell where the color changes, and it is beautiful in the corner to corner.
Well, like I said, I think if I had gone up just one hook size, just to match, not that it really matters to me, but if you're a little OCD and don't want your color change right in the middle of a stitch, and I'll show you what I mean here in a minute.
I'm just casting off, guys.
Laura says she just had supper, having lessons done on how to use Canva for newsroom.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
And Connie says, well, we all know you're not OCD, Maureen. LOL.
Well, like I said, there we go.
There, that doesn't look bad.
No, that looks really nice. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
No, it doesn't look bad. And it's partially cast off. I haven't cast off the whole thing yet. But it looks nice. And, you know, the color changes are hardly noticeable in it. And I like that about it. I really like that.
And Connie says it does bother her sometimes.
It bothers me. But
Well, I just know that in this right here, see this little piece right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then this little piece. Now that's not bad. I mean, it's just a little tuck there, but I would like for this whole block here to still be purple. This one here. So that's why I said I think if I went up a hook size or down a hook size, I'd have to play with it. Yeah, I'd probably have to go up a hook size so that this would be worked more into here. And that's all it is. It's just, you know, one little piece here, and then I did a color change, and there it is again, and here it is again and again. So yeah, I think if I went up just one hook size, because the color breaking in the middle of a row really doesn't bother me that much. But this little piece here, that, yeah, to me, my block's not finished.
no, I like it in the knitting. I do.
Mhm.
But I really do like it in the corner to corner. I think it
Well,
looks
I
nice.
think the color choices, you know, are really pretty. I really
Yeah.
like this colorway or this color combination.
They look good.
Mm-hmm. And I do like the stitch itself. It does give a lot of pop to the colors themselves,
Yes.
you know. And I think too, I kind of like
No, Faith Louise.
I think I also kind of like the varying lengths of the colors. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whereas a lot of Red Heart's stripes yarn, every color is the same length.
Right.
Whereas this here, you have varying lengths of color.
Yes.
Knitter
So
says, hey, Froggy and Maureen. And
Hey,
Chad.
Bren.
Hello, Bryn. How are you, sweetheart?
I do like the varying lengths of color. I will say that. I do like the varying lengths of color, which makes it interesting when knitting it up because you can do, you know, your ribbing and then switch over to your stockinette, then switch to your garter, and everything is different and in different lengths.
Right.
Because I didn't know if the chat noticed that the striping was different lengths.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that.
Bryn said that Smells Like Yarn did his beanie with that yarn, and it looks nice.
Hi, Bren.
So I like this. But we have like less than a minute left. I am going to switch my camera for you guys.
The amount of color would be very different depending on how big your project was, says Connie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It would. It would make a big difference. I agree with that. I agree. I do like this yarn. I did well with it in making the granny square. And I like it knit up and I like it in corner to corner. So I can't say that I have a problem with it. I really can't.
Yeah.
I can't say I have a problem with the yarn.
No, I think it turned out. No, I wouldn't mind using this, finishing this out. I mean, I honestly wouldn't. I do because Connie called me out. I probably will go back
Yeah, I like
and
that.
see what I can do about making the the blocks their own color instead of having that break there in the
I
color.
like that. I do like this. And now I'm ending it off here as a swatch. I'm sorry,
Right.
guys. I don't have anybody to gift it to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Most of the time when I gift somebody a scarf, it's done in natural yarns.
Right.
So that's why. But I do like this. I really like the way it's come out.
I like it better than it being designated for the granny square.
I like it better this way. Yes, much better this way than the other. This is much better.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Not that my opinion means anything, but if you want Froggy's opinion, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I like it better that way.
I'm just not a granny square person. Even though, I have a bag full, I am not a granny square person.
Yeah. Do y'all have any questions?
Now, when you take that corner to corner and you change your hook size, are you going to, as I call it, cut and paste?
I don't. Because you can't. Honestly, unless you tear the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
Like when you really do color control, how you cut all and you put them together, so to speak. I don't think I would go that far, only because you're going to have lots of short purples.
I would not.
Remember?
This is one I wouldn't color control. Because of the amount of work you'd have to do.
Oh yeah, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's 14 granny squares in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one skein, if you do it by their pattern, you can get 14 squares, is what they said.
That's why.
That's what the packaging says. So, but no, I think if I was able to correct this little bit of smidgen, in the blocks themselves, because for me, now that I'm finished and I'm stepping back looking at it, each one of those little blocks that have a mixture of the colors,
right?
They make me. So yes, I would have to fix that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I would color control that, not in the least.
Mm-mm.
No. I did drop the link to Pretty Peaceful. That's the one that did the color pulling with it. So if you guys could check that out, I'd appreciate it. And if you could do this for us, I would really, really appreciate it. Do a TFF raid. She's not on yet, but she will be. What did I do? I hit the caps lock again. A TFF raid over to Michelle's. Give her a thumbs up and say TFF raid. I would really, really appreciate it. Mimi, you're catching us at the end, sweetheart, but there is a replay button.
Yes.
But please raid over to Michelle's. Leave her a thumbs up and say TFF raid, guys. She doesn't come on until 6 p.m. Eastern, but if you could do that, I would really appreciate it.
Yes, we would.
But we appreciate you guys joining us today. And thank you, Sherry, for helping us with the chat.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank
we
you.
Appreciate you guys. But I hope that you guys stay safe and be kind to one another. I will be live tomorrow at noon Eastern after Hobie Bingo on my channel with my southern sister, Maureen. But go ahead, Maureen.
Please remember, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know, could be your light that they need to see. We love you all. And again, thank you so much for being with us.
We
Bye.
love you guys.
Bye.